What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So every single pro bodybuilder out there, they want to have genetics like Dexter Jackson, especially in terms of longevity, as Dexter competed all the way till he was 50 years old. And if we just take out his last Olympia competition from the equation, he was still beating so many top guys. He kept on placing in the first Olympia call-out. Just look at his placings at the last Arnold that he did back in 2020, where he placed top 2, and he was able to beat Big Ramy at that show. So we can say that he pretty much retired on his A game. Now Dexter's reference, that is always going to be gold standard whenever a top bodybuilder will be asked about his future. And here is what the reigning Miss Olympia, Samson, has to say about that, about how long he is planning to compete.
How many years will I compete at Olympia? As many as I possibly can. I have no intent of retiring anytime soon. The point that I retire is when they start seeing my physique go backwards. That's when I start thinking about, okay, I'm going to do a Dexter Jackson. I'm going to go as long as possible. So yeah.
And now that there are more opportunities to make some big money by just competing, no surprise that Samson Dauda will want to go as long as he possibly can, as long as his body allows him, until his physique starts declining or shows signs of wear and tear. So far, things have been all positive for the reigning Miss Olympia, even though he has been competing non-stop. In fact, his physique has continuously been improving from one show to the next one. Now people were kinda concerned about his midsection at this year's Arnold, Ohio, when he had some kind of distension. But he got that fixed for the Olympia this year. And as long as Samson continues to improve compared to his previous looks, he is gonna be just so damn hard to beat because of the nature of the beast the man is and how unique he is in terms of the size, plus the kind of small waistline that he maintains all year round. Now we do not know whether Samson knew that Nick Fokker was the one who originally made this statement that Samson Dauda left the door open at the Olympia this year and that he is beatable. So, knowingly or unknowingly, Samson Dauda did respond to that particular statement here.
Plan to come in better condition to close the door, and because they all said that you didn't slam. I thought, oh, dude, I don't know what this slam and close and kick the door, whatever. This is all for, dude, you win a show, you lose a show, that's the end of it. There is no slam the door, hold the door. Dude, it's a freaking competition show. The judges pick who wins. It doesn't, that's how it's going to be. Once you do that, you won a show, you won a show. I find it funny when people start saying, oh, he didn't slam the door, he didn't close the door. Did he win? Yeah, that's it, done. And you know what? Yeah, the plan is to be better. Always to be better for our next show. Not just better condition, but we always want to improve muscle groups as well, like we always do. So, yeah.
So the scores were tied after the prejudging between Hadi Choopan and Samson. But his victory was still pretty convincing at the finals.
Oh, I don't know. What did Shawn Ray weigh? Because I do like Shawn's physique.
He could have been a 212 guy, I think. His like Lee Priest, I think his best was 203 or something like that.
Yeah, Lee and Shawn, I really like.
Lee Labrada was like 190, 190 something.
A very interesting topic was discussed on the bodybuilding and the bollocks about who is the greatest 212 physique of all time. Now there was no 212 in Lee Priest or Shawn Ray's time. But if there was, both these guys, they would have been right up there at the top of that list. Now I do not believe that Lee Priest ever beat Shawn Ray, but he had those freaky arms and great symmetry that gave him a legendary status even to this day. Now I personally think that the 2024 Olympia version of Keone Pearson, that is most probably the greatest 212 physique to ever step on that bodybuilding stage. Guys like Lee and Shawn Ray, they were pushing 212 pounds, but Keone weighed 200 pounds on the stage this year, and he was able to create a better illusion than both these guys.
I'm going to say maybe not the most winningest 212 person, but I think Lee Priest might be my favorite small physique.
Yeah.
So this guy said Keone.
I'll say Keone.
Keone's pretty up there for me too. As far as like just beautiful shape, yeah, that's pretty fucking, it's hard to beat.
So there will always be some disagreement on the statement that Keone is the greatest 212 ever. But looking at the progress that Keone was able to make from last year to this year, and the way he has been just so damn determined to improve even on his current physique, he is gonna go down as the greatest 212 physique ever, and we might have a consensus on that in the future. Now Keone did got some backlash over his recent statement that he would have placed top 3 in this past Miss Olympia in the Men's Open, but as a champion and as a legitimate future Men's Open guy, or I'm gonna say an Olympia contender. He needs to have that sort of confidence to make his mark in a bigger class. Now, if Keone is able to keep that small waistline while he maxes out, even for the 212 class in the future, that will surely be a legendary physique to witness, because an additional 10 to 12 pounds on that frame, that is gonna look crazy impressive, and that is just gonna be so untouchable. So this upcoming 2025 season, that is gonna be a very challenging year for a lot of these guys, and one of them is 3 times Portugal Pro champion, Presti. So what happened to Presti after the Olympia this year, that is just totally insane, as he went from placing second 3 times prior to the Olympia this year to barely making top 5 in the post-Olympia shows, like the Big Man Weekend and Prague Pro as well. So that increase in the prize money for the Men's Open, that is gonna make the Olympia qualification for so many of these guys so damn difficult to get, even for a guy like Presti, who is always in a phenomenal condition, but he has a very visible imbalance between his upper and lower half, and I do not believe that there is a lot more that he can do to improve those quads, because his legs right now, they look considerably bigger than how they appeared when he made his Olympia debut back in 2021. Another reason for some of these guys to have a lot of difficulty and a very hard time to get their Olympia qualification for next year is that there is a long list of pros who are returning to the stage, and I will go back to that same point. The prize money is a big motivating factor for so many of these guys like Martin, Derek, and Nick as well to compete multiple times next year as well, even though they are already qualified. And every show that these guys do, that will reduce the chances of some of these other guys like Presti, Theo Verrier to earn their Olympia qualification. Next up, we have an update from the mutant, Nick Walker. So his strength is peaking as he enters the last 2 weeks of this off-season push, and then prep is gonna start for this big comeback, possibly for both the Pittsburgh Pro as well as the New York Pro. So Nick Walker's return to the stage after that whole drama and the way he dropped out of the Olympia this year, that is gonna be one of the most intriguing storylines of this upcoming year. The thing is, the man needs to prove his worth once again. He needs to live up to his words that he is still capable of making top 3 in the world. Now that all the physiques that he beat previously, especially Samson Dauda, they have improved so much. So turns out Nick Walker is gonna do more than 16 weeks prep for the Pittsburgh Pro, which is also a good sign. Because the thing is, he just doesn't want to make a comeback. He doesn't want to show up just for the sake of it and just to get his Olympia qualification. He wants to make a big statement on his day that he is still worthy of fighting for that Mr. Olympia title even today. And obviously, I have got to say, if some of these top guys, they miss their mark, if they do not bring their A game, Nick Walker is gonna expose them with his crazy conditioning and the kind of freak factor that he has. And the reason I'm saying that is because with the kind of flaws that Nick Walker has, his lower half isn't as impressive as his upper half, especially from the front. He isn't winning the Olympia if all of these top 3 guys, they bring their A game every single time. So the road to the Pittsburgh Pro is gonna be just so awesome, as Nick Walker clearly thinks that he can beat Martin Fitzwater while being off. Imagine what he can do if he can bring back that Arnold Classic 2021 winning physique, and he even thinks that he can beat Derek Lunsford as well. Now, we do not know whether that's even possible at this point to bring back that New York Pro look, but overall that might be the best physique of Nick Walker to ever step on the bodybuilding stage, along with his version at the Olympia 2022 where he placed top 3. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.